Kablami! Okay guys, I want to talk to you about building some muscle on keto. So I've been doing keto for 9 years, just a little short, but I'm going to say 9 years, a little short. And so this is the beginning of my videos. I used to say this is the mother second business. This is me at the age of 49 and feeling fabulous. I want to teach people that as we enter our 40s or whatever, that you don't have to be on HRTs and all these hormones, all this crap, all these protein shakes, whatever, exogenous sources to maintain somewhat of a decent health. Keto is pretty awesome. I've been explaining to you guys that I'm not dry when I talk about low body fat, which I think will be in the next video. I'm not dry, so this is definitely a lot of fat in my skin, which is obviously helping me have some elasticity and collagen in the skin. But I want to talk about building muscle on keto. So a lot of people are still getting confused on how you build muscle. I'll explain it again. Listen to me and listen to me well. When you become a fat burner, yes, you are no longer gluconeogenic to the degree at which you were. Gluco is glucose, neo is new, and genesis is to create. So essentially creating new sugar out of proteins, and the body loves to take it from here, right? Pendulous fat, it loves to take it from the tricep, it loves to take it from the neck. So we see people with a turkey gobbler, that's a lot of cortisol. That's cortisol driven. Stress will do that, break down your amino acids. Now, you also say women are like, oh, my arms, which you don't actually wave your arms loose muscle. You tighten a muscle, and if it's loose, then it's a problem. Then your triceps are being eaten up. Now, also with men storing their fat here in the flank area, it's very cortisol driven, stress driven, poor diet, sleep, whatever. But what's also quite interesting when cortisol is breaking down amino acids, it's men with skinny legs. It's like on men, not all men, but often with men, you see bigger on the upper body, and they're very, very skinny legs. They can't build their legs. It's because they're cortisol gluconeogenic driven. And women, they typically are very thin up top, and they've got the biggest estrogen dominant bigness below. Yes, very cortisol driven. This is what cortisol does. Now, cortisol is a hormone it should work as an anti-inflammatory. What is it? A corticotropic hormone. But in too elevated high levels of cortisol, it does the opposite. It actually starts to create inflammation. It's your fight or flight hormone that's supposed to protect you if you need to run real quick from somebody trying to mess with you or from a lion. The problem is our adrenals are overstimulated all the time, so we're constantly gluconeogenic. So we're gluconeogenic, we're breaking down amino acids, converting it into glucose so our brain can survive and we have a lot of energy. Well, this creates an inflammatory reaction. You can't sleep on high numbers of cortisol. That's why working out in the evenings, intense workouts, especially in the beginning of your keto adaptation, skipping the fat-loading meals, because then you become hypoglycemic, will hyperdrive your adrenals even more to produce more adrenaline and more cortisol. So then your body starts eating itself some more, right? And from the legs and whatnot. That's what we don't want, right? We want nice toned legs, and that cannot happen in men if you are caffeine, staying up late, skipping meals. You're not going to get the gains, and then you're going to have to take exogenous sources to try to fix that, and that won't work over time. It just racks up your liver. So what's advantageous about keto and how I build muscle, when you're thinking about, like, being at a positive nitrogen balance, or be careful for mTOR, or thinking about the nuclei within the cell, like how growth factors like IGF-1. What you really want to think about our protein synthesis is, number one, we got it wrong. We don't need as much protein as once thought to build muscle, especially if you're in ketosis. And the reason why that is because you are less gluconeogenic. Carb burners that go to the gym, if they don't eat or if they go fasted, they're instantly breaking down amino acids, because the brain's like, I don't know how to convert fat, right? I don't know how to convert fat into ketone bodies to get into the brain, guys. Yeah? Some people can use some ketones, especially when they've starved themselves, right? When they're depleted in glycogen, but really viably being able to use ketones through the whole Krebs cycle, especially the brain, comes in a transitional period over 3 weeks. You have to train the brain to know how to burn ketones. Just because you make them, people, doesn't mean that you use them. They can end up in your urine, which is why the urine strips turn purple. Now, can you build that muscle? Can you on keto? Yes, because now you are in an anabolic state rather than catabolic. Carb people are catabolic. Every time you crash, every time you're hungry, yes, very, very hungry or hangry, every time that you do something intense and you drive down glycogen, your adrenals have to turn on to give you that second win. Adrenaline will bring your blood sugar back up, plus all these other factors, you know, glucagon and IGF-1 and gluconeogenesis. But we don't want that mechanism to constantly, adrenal to turn on to give you energy so you can survive. So, how do you freaking build muscle, right? I'm not a hypocrite. This is all natural. You guys know I did a video on like getting rid of most of my supplementation. So I wanted to see how my body would respond just on pure good eating habits beyond subdermal magnesium. And nice quality grass-fed everything and bone broth and high quality foods, right? That be my medicine. So because you are more anabolic, because now you're using ketones that can enter the Krebs cycle and make ATP, then you don't have to use glucose, which you don't have to burn proteins. The body would prefer to burn proteins over fat because when you don't eat, it doesn't understand that you've got food in the refrigerator, people. Muscle's expensive. If this is a house, the muscles make the electric bill real high. So let's turn on all the lights that take up a lot of energy, like pooping, hair growth, your hormones, reproductive, pregnenolone, steal, right? So now you start to have hiccups because your body's trying to conserve energy because we're overextended. I mean, even if you don't even lift, like staying up late and like working and like bills and like children and like cooking and like blah, 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 blah. It's an overexpenditure of energy, especially for the mind, because brain uses so much energy. True that. So you need an energy source for that, and the body just keeps breaking down and catabolizing the body. And that's why after so many consultations, people's body fat percentages are so damn high. It's burning muscle, converting into fat. Burning muscle, converting into fat. Burning muscle here in the collagen and making you age exponentially. That's how I gained 15 pounds of muscle doing keto at 5'3". This power lifter's like, still arguing with me, no science whatsoever. He has no idea, hasn't done keto. I've done keto 9 years, people. You grow muscle. See that? That muscle? That is not genetics because I'm almost 49. That is manipulating my genetics through epigenetics, right? This isn't genetics, this is epigenetics. Had I eaten poorly, had I slept poorly, drink caffeine, alcohol, then I would be estrogen dominant, right? Then my DNA would shorten. Then I wouldn't be able to have a lean gaze. Estrogen makes more fat cells make more estrogen, people. It's not quantum physics. It's not that hard to figure out. Your reproductive hormones and your adrenal and your hypothalamus pituitary axis is everything. And if you don't have that stuff in check, you're going to be breaking down and you're going to age. I don't care who I was birthed from. Genetics won't save me. I have to do something to maximize my genetic potential. And that's why so many people are walking around, African, American, or whatever, women of color, especially for Afrocentric women from all over the world, are the most unhealthy women on the planet, not because of their DNA, but because of what we've been eating and living, right? And working. So, genetics or epigenetics? Epigenetics. Why are people in my family having health issues exponentially? Genetics, epigenetics, which is what you do to your genes. If you guys want to learn more, I'm telling you, you can build muscle because I'm less catabolic. I'm insulin sensitive and I don't need as much protein. So now a little bit of powerful insulin can drive amino acids into the muscle cell and have them grow without being catabolic. Because when I don't eat, I access body fat that fits ketone bodies converted by the liver, that fits through the Krebs cycle. It gives me a ton of energy. That's how it works. And plus I've got very healthy reproductive organs, hormones, and adrenal. That's what's up. Peace. StephaniePerson.com. Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page. The business. Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram. Steph the Business on my Periscope. StephaniePerson.com if you guys want to watch me talk live in Sweden, where I will have a presentation of all my information that you see on YouTube instead of disjointed videos with poor quality. I am capitalizing on the fact now, I have not for 3 years, I've just given out free content to show you guys how much I love teaching everybody all of the things that I've learned. I'm 3,000 people deep. That's why I know what's up. Plus, I've been doing keto strict for 9 years with no refeeds. I can tell you what happened to my body through that journey, some of the downfalls, and ultimately the unbelievable, undeniable, kind of superhuman, unfathomable response to keto. Check out on my site for information on the live broadcast. I'm doing seminars in Sweden October 1st, November 12th in New York. I want to talk around the world. I love traveling, as you guys know. You can see a lot of my travel videos. And I love to educate people about how we've been lied to and how to make this shite better. And to get better quality, I have to capitalize. To get more help, I have to capitalize. That's the way it works. I'm about to peace out because I got some energy.